Welcome to the Raven Space on YouTube. My name is Jason, and this is a Raven Space mailbag where we answer your questions about the Baltimore Ravens. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please subscribe to the Raven Space on YouTube for the best Baltimore Ravens content on the internet, and please share this video. Help us grow. I would really appreciate it. Now, if you guys want to be a part of the mailbag, please leave your question in the comments below. You can also send them to mailbag@theravenspace.com. Now we're going to hop right on in to the first question from Evan. And Evan asks, you called Ronnie Stanley a ballerina. What does this mean? Thank you so much. So basically, from where I'm from, it's different everywhere. There's different words for everything. But from where I'm from, you have different types of linemen, right? You have maulers, the more powerful, physical, raw type of players. And then you have players like Ronnie Stanley who come out with good footwork. That's all it means. And so when you have good footwork, you compare it to another profession that has good footwork, which is a ballerina. And so basically, good footwork for an offensive lineman means he has a strong kick out. He always stays balanced. He leads with the right foot. Not the right foot, but the correct foot when he's blocking. It helps him generate power. And he has all those attributes. He's technically sound. I think he needs to get a little bit more dog in him. But from a technical perspective, you can see, and it's actually pretty beautiful, right? Where, when the snap is called, he kicks out so quick. And it helps him to prevent defensive linemen from getting around him. And so he has a beautiful kick out, beautiful footwork, and I think that he's a very talented player. But that's all I was saying. It was not an insult. I was just saying that this guy has great footwork. He stays balanced. He always has a strong base, and that helps you as an offensive lineman. Thank you so much for the question. Now we're going to go on to the next one. And this question comes from Roy Green. By the way, Roy Green, every single Raven Space Daily puts out a true or false question. He's one of the people in the community that really love the Ravens and really gives back by letting you guys answer these questions. So please check him out in the comment section. So his question is, the Ravens pass rush that we have now is the most talented pass rush we've ever had. Not necessarily the most successful, but the most talented. True or false? So, Roy, I think this is false. I do not think this is the most talented pass rush we've ever had. We do have some raw talents like a Tyus Bowser, a Tim Williams, even Judon and Zadarius Smith are raw, but we only have one good pass rusher, in my opinion, which is Terrell Suggs. I think, personally, the best year of the Ravens pass rush ever was when Terrell Suggs was opposite Elvis Dumervil. Again, they led the league in sacks. I think that they both have raw talent. We know Terrell Suggs is a Hall of Famer. Elvis Dumervil at one point was going to be a Hall of Famer. I don't know how it's looking right now. But they were very talented, and I believe that team still had Pernell McPhee, which is also a very, very talented pass rusher who plays with a lot of grit and a lot of grime. So I think that was the most successful pass rush in Baltimore Ravens history. I'm trying to think. You had some older teams, but football back then wasn't so quarterback focused. So you didn't really have, the specialist, right, who only rushed the passer effectively. So it was more, you had to be an all-around player, and because of that, you had less focus on pass rush moves and different things like that. Even the great players who got to the quarterback a lot were power move guys, and because they had to be power move guys in order to stop running backs. So I would say Terrell Suggs, Elvis Dumervil is the most talented pass rush team, duo, group that Ravens have ever had. Thank you so much for your question, Roy. And now we're going to move on to the next one, which comes from The Black Guy. Funny name. And he asked, how is Marlon Humphrey doing? Has he met expectations? Now, you guys know when Marlon Humphrey was drafted, I was not a fan. And I'm still saying if we had O.J. Howard, we would be better off. He's a great tight end. We need anything on offense right now. Our other cornerbacks are playing perfectly fine. And Marlon Humphrey right now is the third best corner that we have. So, but we're going to build for the future. And I'm going to give you an honest opinion of how I've seen him play. He's played excellent. I'm not against this guy, but the truth is the truth. He's been playing very well. Very limited minutes. Not against top talent on the field. He doesn't go against Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown would bake him. Antonio Brown would bake most people, to be honest. Jimmy Smith plays Antonio Brown very well, but most players don't. I'm of the opinion, this is going to be unpopular, that Antonio Brown might be the best player in the NFL. But I think Marlon Humphrey is a player that has skills to pay the bills. I think that, his length, he doesn't get beat, and that's awesome. And, rookies get beat a lot. Jimmy Smith, when he was a rookie, every single double move he got beat. Every single one. Okay? It didn't matter what type of double move it was. It didn't matter if he had safety help. It did not matter. Every single double move he got beat. And Humphrey doesn't do that. Humphrey has the speed. It looks like that Jimmy Smith did not have, to recover. And when he gets beat, because he has been beat, on routes before, but he always recovers and gets to a place where he can contest the ball effectively. I think he's been playing well. I would give him one of the best rookie performances of the season so far, from a play-to-play basis. However, he's not one of the best rookie performers because he has not played enough. But they bring him along slowly. I think he's played very well, and I think he's met and maybe even exceeded expectations for some people. Thank you so much for your question. And now we're going to go on to the last question of the day from Blue Broski Peep. And he asked, at this point of the season, what would you prefer, getting into the playoffs or a better draft position, considering our lack of offense? Thank you so much for your question, Blue Broski Peep. It's hard. The fan in me says we need we need some change. Let's go get as talented as a receiver as we can, or talented as a quarterback as we can. The football player in me, the old football player, and of course I don't play football anymore, but he says when you go out on the field, you got to go win. Okay? Make the playoffs, and then you have a chance. Anything can happen. The analyst in me says, to be honest, we're not going to get a top quarterback. We might as well just play with the people that we have, get into the playoffs, and just see what happens. And that's what I think that we should do. I really do want a better pick. And this is one of the first times I've ever felt like this. Usually when people say, we need to tank, I'm like, no, tanking is not what football players do. Football players play to win. But you see, teams, and now this is basketball, it's a little different. But if you're a basketball fan and you see the 76ers, they look very good. And they tanked like 5 years in a row, and they just kept on saying, trust the process. And maybe, they're looking good. So I wouldn't do it. If I was on the field playing football, I wouldn't do it. If I was a coach, I probably wouldn't do it. But if I was an owner, I might say, yeah, I think we should do it. Because this offense can't win. Anything can happen. I do believe that. But if you had to bet your house, or, you had to bet $1,000 on the Ravens beating the Patriots, you putting that down? Let me know. If you had to bet $2,000 on the Ravens beating the Chiefs, you putting that down right now? I'm not. I got bills to pay. I can't lose all that money. So I would say, just make it to the playoffs and try your best. But I do see each point will be valid in this situation, because even if we make the playoffs, I don't think there's any way we can beat the best teams in the AFC. So this has been the show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to the Raven Space on YouTube for the best Baltimore Ravens content on the internet. Also, please share this video. Check out our Patreon page and check out our t-shirt store. Thank you guys so much. and go Ravens.